All right, what's up, guys? In the car today. Today is back in Biceps Day. Yesterday I was rocking some pants for the first time. Now I'm rocking some long sleeves for the first time. At least for the first time in like a lift that I've been filming. At least I think so. Don't fact check me on that. Today, as you can see, my hair's getting very fluffy, and it'll probably continue to get fluffy for some of these videos that I'm filming. Just as time goes on, I'm going to get a haircut once I go home soon for fall stuff. But for now, it's just going to be grown out a little long. It's not necessarily bad. I actually kind of like it like this. It just hangs out a little bit. But today, kind of what I was mostly thinking of was like... topic wise was kind of like thinking like, how enjoyable can you make your lifts? Is it more or less enjoyable to have a camera while you're lifting? And I don't know, I was just thinking about it, like versus like lifting by myself versus lifting with friends. Like what makes lifting more enjoyable? To me, in my personal opinion, since I started using the camera and stuff, it's kind of been more of a question. Like, does the one-on-one-ness, does me doing this, does this make, the experience of the gym more or less satisfying? And I kind of thought on about it for a minute, because when I'm lifting on my own, no camera, no anything, if I have music, like, music helps hype me up and stuff, but if I don't have music, I'm able to focus on the stretch and stuff of the lift more. But when I have the camera, I'm working on multiple different angles. I don't have music when I have the camera, so I can focus on the stretch, but also I'm having to, make sure I set up the shot and stuff. So it is kind of another distraction. So does that negate how good the lift goes? In my opinion, I don't think so. I've grown accustomed to the camera, and although it's kind of awkward at first, and although you spend a little bit more time in the gym, I think it's worth it. And why I think it's worth it is because you guys, the community, getting to interact with people. I've learned so much just from the advice you guys have shared, just from the way I've been able to talk to people, the conversations I've been able to have as I've had a camera when I'm filming. It's a lot different and more engaging than you think it would be. But also, that kind of brings up the fact, is having the camera making me do this one-on-one, is it less enjoyable than when I have somebody? And the answer to that one is, I don't know, potentially, because I kind of think the gym is this community construct, It's one of those things where everybody is of a similar mind with it, and you all are working towards the same goal. And regardless of if you're not just if you're sitting around yapping, if you're actually focused on the task at hand, it actually is a good thing. If you have an accountability partner and both of you are working at this thing, and it's kind of more enjoyable, and you can laugh more and have more fun and push harder in your sets if you have someone else. But that brings up the fact of, if I ever would do a collab, or if I ever would have, some other people lifting with me while I filmed, I don't know. Those are questions that, only time will tell. But I think probably the most enjoyable times I've ever had lifting, really thinking back on it, were the memories I've made with other people in the gym, and the memories I've made kind of my own improvement, and discussing that about self-improvement with other people. Really, the shared experience of the gym, I think, is the best part of it, But that's just kind of my mini take for the day. Small little car talk. Gonna go in, hit a good back in Biceps Day, and then I'll hit the after talk. So, cut it to the gym per usual, and I'll see you guys there. All right, I'm gonna hit 205. I'm gonna hit 205 for 8. Last time I hit it for 7. So this time I'm gonna try to push a little bit harder and focus on the stretch some more. All right, that one felt easier. Oh, whoa. All right, so 205, continuing to hit it for 8. Not really much to say. It's feeling pretty good today, so I think I'll just continue on for 2 more sets. I'm kind of sweaty now because sitting in my car when I'm doing the car talks gets me all sweaty because I have like a black car and like the black interior, so it absorbs all the heat even when it's feeling nice and kind of breezy outside. But enough yapping. Let's hit 2 more 8 reps. Definitely feel like I could probably do a little more, but I'm just gonna keep going steadily up to not overdo it with the workout. All right, so now moving on to chest supported rows. This is gonna be the last workout I do with just the 45 pound plates, and then I'm gonna move up next workout, keep increasing the reps as much as possible. I've been pretty proud of this stretch that I'm getting as I do some of these rows, so I'm gonna just keep trying to continue that same trend of like moving up and like as much tension as I can bring to the movement as possible. So let's get into 3 sets of this. Alright, so that one felt pretty easy for the most part. I think I've kind of gotten the hang of these rows for the most part, so definitely wanting to increase the weight as much as possible next time because I'm probably not getting enough benefit from the stretch as I would by loading on heavier weight. But I digress. Let's move on into the lift. Definitely more reps than I need to do, but you know, I'm still getting good benefit from it. To get really close to the camera because it's really loud in here, but moving on to preachers, basically about to hit 12 reps on everything. The last one is 11, but if I can get 12 reps with the 50-pound barbell, like easy grip thing, then I'm gonna try to aim for it. But first one, 12 reps, you know, just like normal. So I feel like I threw off my wrist somehow in one of the workouts I've done already, but you know, it's not really stopping me from training biceps. So I'm gonna jump right into it and just kind of pretend nothing happened. Based on the way the previous sets went, what was I gonna say? 12 reps shouldn't be a problem at all. I think this last set will go exactly how I want it to, going up by 2 reps from what I did before. So the curve of progress is definitely trending up. What once was like my best friend is now kind of transitioning into my worst enemy. I've kind of had like some struggles going into rear delt rows as of late. I don't know why. The dumbbells at college just seem to feel a little different than the ones at home. I don't know if they're harder or easier or what, but I'm also doing peak weight of what I mess around with dumbbells, which is around 65 transitioning into 70 right now. So I'm gonna try to move up soon, but for right now, still controlling 65s for 10 reps on rear delt rows. That didn't go as bad as I made it dramatically sound before I started the first set, but moving into second set might be a little bit different of a story, but 65s are feeling okay today, surprisingly. So definitely gave myself a longer break in between sets, but now I'm gonna conquer the last set and try to see how far I can get with it. Towards the end, I felt fatigue about the last 3 reps. I'm hoping with the longer break that'll kind of even itself out and I'll feel the same fatigue, but only on the last 3 reps for this final set. We'll just see how it goes. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you don't sell yourself short. I did much better than I thought I would on that. Definitely don't be that hard on yourself. Continuing on with more bicep work, I'm gonna go ahead and lock into 15 reps, 15 good strained reps of incline. I'm just gonna adjust the bench here in just a second before I start. But I'm doing 25 pounds for now. I'm also kind of on the verge of increasing in weight, but I'm still increasing for reps right now. 15 reps for the first 2 sets, and then the last set I will increase by either 1 or 2 reps depending on how fatigued my biceps are. This is the second bicep movement of the day, so it just depends. But I'll go ahead and launch into this part of the workout. Oh, I'm a freaking idiot, and I just realized I cut off the upper half of my face in the middle of that. So that doesn't look good on me, but oh well. Gonna go ahead and hit some more reps real quick. Just launching into it. Nothing really much to say. I did have to take a break midway through, or not midway through, like towards the end of last set, but hopefully that clears up a little bit while I'm doing this next set. Was definitely feeling like it was killing me. I had to take a lot of breaks in between everything, but still grinded it out. Time for pull-ups. I did some pull-ups yesterday, trying to just kind of work on my form a little bit. So this is definitely gonna hurt trying to get 7, especially 7 for 2 sets, but we'll we'll just see how it goes. Yeah. 7 for both sets is definitely not going to work, especially when I put this off to the last part of the workout. Definitely not going to come through today, but we'll try to get as many reps as possible. Okay, even with pull-ups not working as much as I want them to, I'm going to still try to train them as hard and as effectively as possible. You know, I could count the reps I did yesterday as part of the pull-ups. What's the fun in that? Might as well make it a 4th set by doing all 3. So let's launch into 2nd or 3rd set, depending on what you want to call it. All right, the last set, this is going to be going to failure on trying to get as many as possible and then doing a long hang afterwards to kind of train my back to be prepared for the strain of stuff after failure. Really, it's just a little bit more than necessary, but I don't care. I want to get big, so I'm going to do some unnecessary things to kind of prep my strength. So last set, let's grind these out. Okay, completed workout.